Hi everybody, we are going to look at the second part of factoring. Last time on the video we talked about basic factoring. You've taken a quiz on this and done a lot of practice with me. Here's an example of what we did for our basic factoring review, what we did in part one. I give you something like this, and the goal is to find its factors. What times what will give us this? Reverse multiplication. We're finding out what multiplied gives us this. In a way, it's division in some way. We pull out what's in common in x. So it's x times x plus 8. And this is your solution, the factors. This times this gives us this. And we can do our check. X times x is x squared, x times 8 is 8x. So that's our quick review from before. Now we are on to part two, and it is a kind of a more involved process, but actually in a way it might be easier for you. There is our polynomial, x squared plus 11x plus 18. The question is, what times what gives us that? And you may say, well, is there anything in common? And there's not. That's the first thing you can look at, right? We did that there. Is there anything in common? Well, there's an x and an x here, but there's no x here. What you will always see is something to the second power, just an x with a coefficient, and then a whole number. Okay? So that's going to be the commonality of this. They will always look like this. And here's how we solve them. Okay? We take this number and put it there. This number and put it there. We've been doing these as part of the practice, right? We've been doing a lot of this, so you're accompanying to or familiar with what times what gives us 18, what times what added together gives us 11. And so we can look at the factors of 18. So what I'm doing right here is something that you can do on your paper if you need to. Those are the factor pairs of 18. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. So what two of those add up to be 11, it will be that one. And so our answer to this x puzzle is, 2 and 9. 2 times 9 is 18, 2 plus 9 is 11. How does that fit for where we're going? Well, there is our answer. And we did this right before vacation when we FOILed. We did double distribution. And we did that, and we got when we FOIL, that's what we get. We can combine those terms. And so when we multiply these together, this is what we get, which is where we started from. That's our factoring right there. And so this is what we're going to be doing, this process. Do the x strategy, and then we just put it into something like that. X plus something, or x minus, if there's a minus involved, which is what we're going to do next. So that is our example. And our answer to this problem will be this. This can be broken down to that. And remember, you're not going to be factoring polynomials out in the real world when you're older. We typically, unless you're into the engineering field or a lot of advanced math or science, you won't. But it's really important to understand things break down to smaller parts, and that you have this. and that we're able to use strategies to break things down. That's a skill we want everybody to have regardless of your job. Let's do another one. X squared minus 5x minus 24. This is your second teaching example. And so with the x strategy, negative 24, negative 5. Okay, what times what is negative 24? Added together is negative 5. So what we do is say, what times what is 24? And so those are our 4 pairs of factors that give us 24. Guys and girls, because this is a negative, that means we're going to have a negative number times a positive number to give us negative 24. That means to get this negative 5, we're going to have to subtract. So it's which pair has a difference of 5? And that's this one, 3 and 8. So we're going to have a 3 and an 8 go here. The question is which one goes which. And because this is negative 5, the biggest term, the biggest digit, which is 8, will go there, and 5. Negative 8 plus 5, whoops, sorry. Negative 8 plus 3. I'm mistaking my x's today. X strategies. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. So this is our answer for the terms. And now what do we do with it? X minus 8, x plus 3. It doesn't matter if x plus 3 is first or second. So that's our answer. If we FOIL this with everything, we will get this. And you can check it. And if you have time, you guys, feel free to do your double distribution. It will give you some practice for the final. On the final exam, you're going to have to FOIL. So maybe do some practice on that to make sure this is what you get. Okay? So this one involves a minus. I have one more. And then I'll be done. I'm going to use purple on this one. Okay, x squared minus 9x plus 20. So we put this term, positive 20 here, negative 9 here. What times what is positive 20, but added together is negative 9? So, I'm hoping this you can see this. What times what is 20? Now, it could be negative times negative or positive times positive. And because this is a negative here, we're still going to be adding the numerals, but we're just going to put a negative in front of them. And there are your factors of 20. Which of those add up to be 9? This. And because this is a negative, they both will be negative there. So negative 4, negative 5. And so our answer will be x minus 4 times x minus 5. If you FOIL all this, you will get this. And that is factoring part 2.